We are back to another episode of the little podcast that could. The real podcast of Dallas. The Little Dumb Podcast. Oh. The Little Dumb Podcast, as we've heard, it's affectionately known throughout the halls of the studios. Yes, we're going to call it what it is. It's good to be back. And
so happy to be back.
Yeah, there we go. We're all back. Which, really, they don't know that we were gone because we recorded an extra episode last week. So, we have an episode every week.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah.
So, we didn't really, they didn't miss anything.
Good.
Yes. We missed it.
Only I did. Only we did.
We missed it, yes.
Well, you didn't because you were on vacation.
I missed it, though. I was having podcast withdrawals.
Podcast.
Podcasts.
Podcast withdrawals. I experienced those too. Like, for real. I was like, oh no more vacation for Mr. Leo.
Right, because we're going to do this. But no, I was ready to come back, and it's good to see y'all. Cindy, how was your weekend?
It was really nice. It came together. Last week was highly stressful, but it came together beautifully in the end. And I was able to renew my driver's license.
Oh, well, you got it done?
I did, because I actually failed the vision part of it, because yes, they test your eyes, and so I had to go and get glasses.
So everything fell. See, we should have talked about this when it was happening.
And I'll tell you, I still could not see with my glasses. And I'm not wearing them, but I had a very nice person.
Good.
So I can say check.
You want to give them a shout out?
Thank you to, what did she say her name was? Was it Erica? She was wonderful.
Good.
Thank you, Erica.
I think it was Erica.
If you're in Dallas and you need to pass the eye exam, go to Erica in the Dallas area.
It's a beautiful smile. Sweet lady. She was kind.
She was kind. Good.
Oh, kind.
Good. Which is what we're going to talk about. But before we talk about that, we've reached over 1,000 downloads.
That is amazing. We are so proud. So proud.
For some people, you might be saying, well, we get 1,000 a day. Yeah, but this is the little podcast that could and is trying. The Little Dumb Podcast.
Right. Dum, da, dum, dum.
Yes.
Dumb.
The Little Dumb Podcast. And how can they get a hold of this podcast, Maria?
Oh, it's the easiest way is to do your Google search and just type in The Real Podcast of Dallas, and it's going to give you access to our Facebook page, and it's also going to give you the links to YouTube, because you will also find us on YouTube. We are also on Spotify, we are on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast.
Yes.
And there might be some other ones that are actually, have us on their platforms as well.
Yes.
But the easiest way, just do the Google search, The Real Podcast of Dallas, and if you are able to get, because you can, like, when you do the search through Google, it's going to take you to our Facebook page. And what's so cool about the Facebook page is that all our podcasts are linked in the page. So all you have to do is, look through them and see if there's a topic that's of your interest, click on it, and it's going to direct you to the podcast.
Yes.
And you'll be able to hear us.
And just subscribe. YouTube has it. So subscribe and you'll get all the podcasts as we're uploading them.
Subscribe, follow,
yes,
like, and share.
Yes.
And comment.
We're still waiting for comments.
We are. No comment doesn't give us enough information. Are we doing good? Or do you like it?
Do you have questions?
Yes.
Do you have concerns? Did we not cover, every part of the topic that you would like to know more about? Yes.
So, I mentioned the Little Dumb Podcast. This we're going to talk about kindness.
And before you sign off, kindness doesn't have to be a boring topic. I know it's like cliche today, but we're really talking about kindness and the importance of kindness.
You think they're going to sign off because we said kindness?
I think people go, oh, that's boring. But when you're, being kind to other people and you're showing kindness, you're paying it forward. Okay. And kindness has great value in life, and it will open doors for you, and it's actually how each of us should be treating one another.
Yes.
Well, let's break it down a little bit. What is kindness? When we think of kindness, what do we think of? Because, okay, this is not just for the children. This is for the adults, because there's a lot of adults who think kindness is weakness.
There's no way people can think kindness is weakness.
Yes.
That is sad.
That's why there's that saying.
My heart.
That's why there's that saying. Don't take my kindness for weakness.
You're right. There is that saying.
So, go ahead, Cindy.
So the definition of kind, I think everybody thinks they know, but it's of a good or benevolent nature or disposition as a person, a kind and loving person, having, showing, or proceeding from benevolence, goodness. Being considerate.
So what does that mean for those of us that are,
I don't know. I think for me, being considerate, just, putting yourself in the other person's shoes, understanding that if they're going through a difficult time, whether it's that they got hurt or they're in pain because of the loss of someone or because, they just broke up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever it is, being considerate means paying attention to those feelings, those emotions that they're going through.
So there's a gentleman that lives in the house right directly behind my house, and his wife of 55 years died.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
A couple of months ago, and he's got a good sized home, and he's alone, and so every now and then Genevieve, she's a really good baker. She'll make cookies, and we always take him some. So last night we took him some cookies, and he invited us in, and it felt really good, and you could tell he genuinely appreciated that act of kindness because he's there, alone, and it's easy to forget about your neighbor and focus on just what's in front of you, but it really was a great, a great feel-good moment for Genevieve and I to do that, and we enjoyed doing it.
It's a nice gesture.
It is. It's putting a smile to my face, just,
now
knowing
before,
that you did that.
Okay, so I can feel what Cindy said. Somebody saying, no, I'm not going to listen to this one because kindness, blah, blah. But this is why we're talking about it. Genuine kindness. Because there's people that think they're kind, and they're not very kind.
They're not.
There's people that should not be working in areas where they're working with children, adults, in this field of helping, because they're not kind. They're very rude, and that's the reality. And when you're working with people and taking care of people, it doesn't matter if they're in a bad mood. You took the job, so it's got to be the natural kindness. Who cares if you're having a bad day?
Right.
It doesn't matter. Or I'm short-handed, I can't help you. It's not my problem. So that's what this is really coming from, to be fair. So if you're listening and you're like, they're just good. No, this is where it's coming from. So maybe that'll pull you in a little bit, that, there are people that are supposed to be kind because that's the job that they took.
And if you're looking for a weapon, kindness is a great weapon.
Oh, really? How?
You can kill with kindness.
Oh.
You can actually disarm another person with kindness.
You hear that, Maria?
Yes, I am listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, how would that work? I'm curious. See, I was about to tune out myself. I was like, I'm going to turn this podcast off, and I'm doing it. But now Cindy got me hooked up. I want to hear this.
I can totally throw you off your game. You may be thinking, when she comes over here and she says such and such to me, and that's when I'm going to pounce and I'm going to get her. And all I do is, rather than give you my anger and my energy in that way, I'm just going to treat you with kindness. Maria, you look beautiful today.
Aww,
but she really does.
But let's say Maria was angry, and she was, let Cindy come in here, I'll tell her. And then Cindy's, you look really nice today.
Yes. It totally.
Yes.
She's like, what?
You just disarmed it. You hear that, people?
Yeah.
change my mood completely. Like, especially if I was having a hard, difficult day.
Kindness is powerful.
Yeah, and it's learning not to react or be so reactionary at times.
Yes.
It's a different type of skill.
Right.
I think it's a great skill. And again, I'm going to go back to say, and I'll pick on it, people who believe that they're kind and they're not.
Well, there's a lot of people who act kind, but they're always expecting things in return. And I think when you are genuinely kind to others, you don't expect anything in return. You're just trying to help that person, being considerate of that person, listening to that person because they're, having a difficult time, or helping them with situations, and it could be any kind of situation. It could be something as simple as buying another person a loaf of bread. I mean, that could be an act of kindness that can go such a long way to a person who really needs it.
Absolutely. Yes. And we should thank each other for kindness. Erica, who was so nice to me at the DMV where they treat you like cattle. She was so gracious and so nice.
And you people there should be ashamed of yourselves for treating people like that.
I know.
I asked her,
nice.
I said, "What? Can I ask you what your name is?" And she said, "Erica." And I said, "You've been my angel today. Thank you." And I mean,
you made her day, Cindy. I'm sure.
Well, she made mine too.
Well, how stressful is it for you, Cindy, to go there? Taking time out of your day, and you go there, and all of a sudden you get mistreated, or like you said, cattle. They just push you on like cattle.
Yeah.
And we're not.
No.
Goes back to customer service.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're thinking, "Oh, you guys are just going to vent," yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We are, because it's a lost art to be kind and genuinely kind.
Right.
Genuine kindness, and again, a lot of people talk. That they're so kind, but they're not really kind because there's always something there. I give you something, expecting something in return.
Well, I think most of us, if we really reflect on it, we think about the fact that when we walk, into the school doors or we walk into the office, you put your shoulders up. You're ready to play defense, like, what's going to pounce at me, or who's going to say something mean, or what's going to, surprise me that I don't want today. And if you just always walked in the doors of any place expecting kindness, how relaxed you'd be. How relaxed you would be. How fantastic would that be?
And this is where the weakness comes in.
Yes.
Because just what you just said was, how nice would it be if I walked into a place expecting kindness? Well, this is where people turn it into a weakness, taking advantage of it.
Yes.
Yes, people do take advantage of others when they know they're kind or they're nice. People can help you because they're kind, but then, in return, the other person is just continuously expecting for you to do things for them.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Whenever I walk into my end of the hallway at our offices here, I always feel very safe, and I'm going to use the word safe, talking to my team members like Leo and Maria, Rocio, Carolyn, Robert, because I'm not expecting, them to jump down my throat or judge me or criticize. It's not a game of who's more powerful. We treat each other as equal human beings. We may have different positions. Mm-hmm. Like I may be a supervisor, but it doesn't mean that I think I'm better.
Right.
And so there's respect, and there's humility, and there's kindness.
Right.
And I just wish the world operated more that way.
Yeah, and again, families that, you may have a few family members who are kind, but then someone takes advantage of it. If you have that relative who is kind because they constantly reach into their pocket to help you pay